so shall ye be my disciples. Thank you for saying it for the reading.
Oh, yeah.
He said here, in verse 4, abide in me, and I in you, as a branch cannot bear fruit of itself except it abide in the vine. And I thought I began to think about that today, and I thought I simply just thought got on mine is staying connected.
Mm-hmm.
And as the service has progressed, what Sister Leslie was testifying, and the things that Brother Sparks had experienced, and I was there. I seen it happen.
Yeah.
I was probably, the old car we was driving was an 80 model Pinto, so it was probably an 81 or 82. So I probably wasn't over 10, 11-year-old at the time, but I remember it.
Uh-huh.
And, as I began to think about that, in order for God to move the way He moved, Brother Bill, somebody had to be connected.
Right.
I thought you couldn't be disconnected and God moved the way He did.
Come on now.
I realized that God, you said, well, God can't move for you if you're, God can move. And I thought He is a mighty God. But I thought when we are connected with Him, He's going to move in ways that will seem impossible.
Woo, come on.
No time He's done it for me. Not just experiences that I've seen with Mom and Dad, but experiences that I've seen once I've become a dad.
Uh-huh.
Once I've had a family of my own and wondering how ends was going to meet, God was there and He brought things together. But in order for those to happen, I had to stay connected. I had to be connected up with God. I thought we were at work Thursday morning. I got up and went to work and I got there before the eye started. But maybe an hour or so. But it's about 5:15, and the USDA inspector was there, and we were fixing to do what we call pre-op, and once a week they come through the plant, and I do it every day, but they go through the plant with me and then check all the equipment before we start, make sure it's clean, and we walked in, and me and Dr. Gayhart walked back there, and he was telling me what he was going to check, and about that time the lights went out. I looked at him, I said, you might not be doing it this morning. We ain't got no electricity. And because somehow we became disconnected.
Uh-huh.
I thought I finally I tried to call in and KU, went and found an electric bill. So we'd have the account number and all the things you got to do. And then early in the morning, all I could get was computers. And finally, at about 8 o'clock, I got a hold of a real live person. And because whenever I get on the computer, it said that our problem had been resolved. And I told her, I said, it says the problem's resolved, but I'm sitting here in the dark talking to you. And I said, I don't quite understand it. I said, I've got a couple lights in here that are burning real dim. I've got a furnace here and the fan's running wide open, but the heat strips ain't working. I said, I've got some electric, but we don't have it all. And the electrician came in and he said, well, you're on 3-phase and you've got just a little bit of current, but your main wire coming in here has lost connection somewhere. And I didn't understand all of that. All I knew was I had become disconnected. Right. And I thought there have been times, Brother Bill, that since I've been walking with God, Brother Ronnie, I've come disconnected. I thought I prayed and I knew God was still hearing me, but I had allowed things to come in between me and God, whether I wasn't being able to connect up with Him like I know I needed to. I thought we've got to stay connected. He said that if we're going to bring forth fruit, we've got to stay with the vine. The only way we're going to bring forth fruit is to stay with the vine. I don't understand a lot of technology. And I know when I go back there, the little building I got called a garage, I work on things with. I like music, and I like to play the radio when I'm working. And I thought I'll go back there and I've got a speaker sitting over there, and it just plugs into the wall, and it's just a speaker. And then I'll get my phone out of my pocket and I'll go in and I'll bring in and I like to listen to the XM radio and the Enlightened channel, and I'll bring up Enlightened and Southern Gospel music, and I'll hit that button, and somehow or another, through what they call Bluetooth, it connects up. Right. and it'll say it's sinking, and then it begins to play. I thought, I don't understand that. I don't understand how that can connect up like that. All I know is it works. And I thought sometimes I don't understand how the things can work the way they do with God. But Brother Tim, I know it works. I've tried it. It's been proven. And I know that God can work because we've got to stay connected. I thought it was we know Jesus said here that he was the vine, and his father was the husbandman. And I thought we know what the job of the husbandman is. I thought he goes by and he does the pruning. He cuts back all that ain't good. Sister Kathy I like apples, but she really likes apples. And there's certain apples that Brother Sparks likes a red delicious apple. I do not like a red delicious apple. She doesn't either. They're just too. I just don't like the texture of it. We like an apple that's real crispy and just almost tart. And the certain apples we like, there's only a certain time of year you can find them, and then when they're gone, they're gone. You can't find them no more. No fruit market has them. And she was sitting there yesterday, and she found those trees. Somehow or other, she said, we just need to buy us some mutsu trees. And they're quite expensive. And but she got to looking, and the mutsus will not pollinate one another. In order for them to pollinate, then there was another type of apple tree you had to buy. And I said, well, that's good. I said, but the thing about the apple tree is you've got to work it. You've got to prune it. You've got to be the husbandman of that apple tree. And I thought, I don't know a lot about them, but I remember my Uncle Wayne, Brother Sparks, was talking about a while ago, and there in his backyard there was a little apple tree there, and I used to help him a lot in the summertime, mow yards and different things when I was younger, and we was up there one day, and Papa pulled in, and he said, son, if you trim that tree and prune it back, it would grow some apples on it. I mean, it was just straggly looking. And Wayne said, it probably would, but it just ain't got time to fool with it. He trimmed everybody else's trees, but his own didn't get it. And I thought, but finally he got up there one day, and we came in, and Papa was there, and we'd been out working somewhere, and we all tore into that old apple tree, and we pruned it. We cut it back, and it looked like we'd cut it just about plumb down. And the next year, when that thing began to bloom, it was full of blooms, and it had I don't remember what kind of apple it was. They were pretty good sized apples, and they weren't bad to eat. And I thought, but it was full of them. And I thought, but he had to prune it. He had to do the work to it that was necessary in order for it to do that. And I thought sometimes God comes by and he begins to prune on us a little bit, Bill. Brother Bill, I thought sometimes it's not very comfortable when it begins to work on us, Brother Ronnie. But I thought it's necessary because if we're going to be effective for God, then we've got to stay on the vine so that we can produce the fruit. Well, we know what the fruit is. I thought, it's one thing for us to yield over and do things for God. But I thought we need a harvest. I thought we need souls.
That's right.
I thought there's things that come by many times and it discourages us. I thought whenever children seem like they just they lose their desire to be in the house of God, your hearts get heavy. I thought, but we can't go for them. We desire to take them with us, as Brother Yule said this morning. But I thought I can't go for them. But I've got to stay connected with God.
That's right, brother.
For me. I've got to stay connected for me. I thought I've not been up long tonight. I didn't figure I would, but I thought we've already heard some great words from God tonight. And I thought he's there on the balcony saying, we can make it. You can make it. You can make it. But in order to do it, you've got to stay connected. I thought I'd talk about the Bluetooth thing a while ago. I thought that ain't how we're going to connect with God. I thought we've got to be connected. We've got to be hooked up with God. I thought there ain't no long distance relationship between us and God.
That's right.
It seems like it's a long way away, but it can't be a long distance relationship with us and God. We've got to be connected. We've got to be. And I thought I want to be connected with God in a way that whenever I need something, that I know that He's going to answer.
Yes.
I thought it'd be a terrible thing. I never have forgotten when a man that had preached the gospel. One of his children got hurt bad. And I heard him say, she was hurt bad, but I was away from God, and I couldn't go. Oh, what a terrible situation to be. I thought, I want to be connected up. Somewhere where it happens, that I don't have to fear calling on God, Sister Minnie. That I know when I call on my God, that I'm connected up, and He's there. Whatever situation arises that I might not even see, I know that God will be there. As they come against the song tonight, maybe somebody else has got something to say, I don't know. But I thought, let's get connected with God tonight. Get connected in a way that we know we ought to be. So that whenever we call on Him, He's there. As they give us a song tonight, let's pray.